to Mlegal, the law firm. I'm Ginny. I'm with the renowned international lawyer, Mr. Mohit Suri. Hi, Mohit.
Hi, Ginny. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much. So, Mohit, Mlegal and you in particular have had an expertise and have been excelling when it comes to mergers and acquisitions. Could you please throw a little light on this?
Ginny, mergers and acquisition are basically business transactions, whereby there is either a consolidation of assets or takeover of assets. They can actually be done within India or internationally. So to be able to help your clients click a deal or legally verify that the deal is viable or not, you have to have international presence and understanding.
Okay.
So that's where Mlegal steps up, because what we've done is, for India, you don't have many law firms who have tie-ups abroad or who have this kind of presence or this kind of understanding with the business transactions.
All right.
So that's where we've separated ourselves from the normal lot, and what we are doing is we are offering end-to-end solutions. Basically, we study the impact of international treaties on the basic agreement. In addition, we also do sanction any effect of sanctions on the agreement.
Okay.
We actually do research for that.
Okay.
And after that, we do all due diligence as far as the pre-sale is concerned. Then we help you execute or transfer the assets.
Okay.
And also we offer post-sale services, because those are very important, because till pre-sale what you've done is you've done your due diligence with respect to the information that was available.
Right.
Sometimes when you get an asset, then you realize that there have been a lot of lapses and it has a lot of liability.
Right.
So
right.
we help you even at that stage, and then of course we also have a litigation practice. So we offer a one-stop solution to the clients.
That is really wonderful. So talk seems like a mammoth task, though.
Of course, it's a very complicated task.
All right. Okay. So, Mohit, I'm sure this is something that you personally are also very interested and fond of. What is that one trait in a lawyer, that is important to have a success in these kind of transactions?
See, you have to be both flexible and innovative. Because if you go by the book and if you keep on doing backwalking on your projects, like you look at other projects and you try to put the same solution to the next one, it doesn't work.
Right.
Every client has unique requirements,
Right.
and you have to offer them unique solutions. So that's a very different kind of a perspective. Like, it's not like normal work that you can apply everything as it is to the next one. It's
Right.
not a repetitive job. You have to understand your client, you have to understand the requirements, and plus the international laws and the environment is ever changing. It does not remain the same.
Right.
Because you have sanctions on Iran today, they might not be there tomorrow.
Right.
You have sanctions on Russia today, they might not be there tomorrow.
Right.
So you have to be very up to date with the international affairs.
Right.
And at the same time, you have to keep sure that you are up to date with the local laws as well, because there are a lot of changes that happen, and so that you can advise the client correctly and help him negotiate the best price.
Definitely.
See, there might have been risks, but those risks have to be valued,
Right.
and that's where you step in. If you tell him the risks, you can actually either cancel the deal or get a better price.
Definitely. So flexibility, innovation and commitment, and definitely a lot of knowledge is required. All right. So Mohit, M&A has seen certain trends in the last few decades. What are the trends that you foresee now in the economies? And also I wanted to ask you, what is going to be its impact and the role of lawyers in this?
See, what has happened is that past 2 years, because of COVID, the second one because of a slowing economy in India, have not been very good as far as M&A transactions are concerned.
Okay.
But post-COVID, there is going to be a big spurt in transactions around the world. It's not just India.
Right.
Why? Because banks have become a bit stingy in India.
Right.
They're not lending without collaterals. A lot of businesses have lost their way or lost their ability to raise loans.
Right.
So they need big capital infusion, and that can happen with business arrangements. Of course, private equity is also there. You have a lot of fintech assets looking for for investments.
Okay.
But the thing is that does not end there.
Okay.
It's a never-ending story. So there is going to be a spurt in transactions,
All right.
and that's what lawyers are looking at. And I think you'll have to study much harder now, because with the change in the administration in US, you'll see a lot of change in the international scenario as well.
It's become very dynamic, I guess.
It's become
Developed
very
change is
dynamic.
very,
It's
very-
going to change. It's going to change very drastically.
Right.
So
right.
you have to be very careful and very, very attentive, because all of a sudden the you can see the end of sanctions on Iran, and if that happens, all the assets there become available.
All right.
So that's where I see a lot of work coming in,
All right.
and a lot of things happening.
All right. Okay. Mohit, one more thing I wanted to ask you. There are a lot of stages in the M&A, all right, in this whole procedure. If you could just throw a little light on the stages, and where does Mlegal, or where does the role of a law firm come in?
See, the role of a law firm is throughout the life cycle of a company,
Okay.
from its formation to its end.
Right.
If you want to form a company, you need a lawyer. If you want to wrap up a company, you need a lawyer.
Right.
So you can't say that the role of a transaction lawyer ends. That's for the client to decide when he needs our services and at what stage he would employ somebody else. But he would always need a lawyer.
All right.
So in transactions, you have pre-transaction services, which would be more like due diligence, or the shareholders' contracts or other things, or studying the other international law procedures. And then there would be the actual transaction where the assets would be transferred. So you have to look at the procedure for transfers, any infringement there, any liabilities from the local governments,
Alright,
or any other
okay.
things, any liabilities that come your way because of international treaties and other
Okay,
things, or
alright.
sanctions.
Alright.
And then post sales, you have a lot of work, because once people take up the asset, that's when they get full access to the information.
Right.
And you might just realize after buying an asset that it's like it's been sold to you, but it's not entirely sold on true facts.
Okay.
So
All right.
at every stage you would need a lawyer,
Alright.
and we are there at Mlegal. We are there to offer our services at the whole life cycle of a transaction, and also post acquisition.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
that was Mr. Mohit Suri giving us some wise advice and sound knowledge on M&A. For more such legal advice and knowledge exchange, watch our YouTube channel, Mlegal, the law firm. This is Ginny signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.